Greetings all. I just wanted to make this video because I know a lot of people in my friends and family circle have kind of asked me, so I want to answer the question, like, why am I going? So first of all, I've been to Senegal twice. I went once in 2017 and again in 2019. So the first time I went, I fell in love with Senegal, with just the motherland, just the feeling. My husband and I went, my sister-in-law and my brother, we went for our friend's wedding. And I just fell in love. And the second time I went, I would say I fell out of love. Or, it's kind of like when you realize something that you love is imperfect and has flaws, and, you think it's paradise found, but it's actually, still life. So I was actually, the first time I went, I just was longing. I just wanted to go back, and I was like, oh, I want to move there, or at least have another house there, or have a home we can go back and forth to. And the second time I went, I just went with my sister-in-law. And those feelings kind of went away. So recently my sister-in-law said she was going for her sons to study in an Islamic school there, what they call Quran school. And I had thought of that for my daughter as well before. But after falling out of love, I was just like, I knew some of the challenges. I was more aware of some of the challenges. So I wasn't as excited or even thinking about going. But then, I was just inspired one day. I graduated. I got my third degree, my second master's. My first is in accounting. My second is in clinical mental health. And I was about to start working full-time at a great agency that I hope to continue to work with even while I'm overseas. But it was really some, I guess, longing or calling I felt in my heart to just move there, despite my falling out of love and despite my realizing the challenges that are there, and realizing some of the challenges, not all of them, but some of them. I just felt like I had to answer the call to go home, at least for this year, and to really, see what it's like to live there and to be there and to do some of the things I had initially wanted to do and going there. And where we're going, Medina Bay, it's a kind of a spiritual hub for Muslims, and a lot of African-American Muslims have sent their children there and go there for spiritual learning and elevation. And so, I had wanted to experience that a little more and let my daughter experience it. So it just seemed like a good time, especially with the pandemic. And I homeschooled before, and I had said I was never going to homeschool again. And I started homeschooling again after the pandemic. I have older children. Most of my children are out of the house. And so it was kind of just like a good time. And I think if I wasn't homeschooling my 4-year-old, I wouldn't even have thought of going. So thanks, pandemic, for this opportunity. I thank God first and foremost, but definitely the way things happened in the world really just kind of opened my eyes to this option. I started working at home. I had 2 jobs. And so they were both digital. So it just opened us up. My husband was working from home. So it just opened us up for the possibility. And my husband does plan to come. Maybe not as soon as we get there or as soon as we're going, but eventually. And I mean, he's really talking about coming for good. So I'm just kind of like, hey, we'll see. Let's see what it'll be like after a year. But yeah, so those are kind of the reasons, kind of what led me. I definitely feel like even if people don't want to live in a country in Africa, I definitely want to encourage people to at least go experience it, because it's hard to explain, but it's not. It's like I told my husband, I said, it's like being home to a home you didn't even know you had. And it's like a feeling, and I can just speak for what I experienced in Senegal, like just a feeling of, just a feeling of belonging and a feeling of like oneness with your people, with people, and you know, that are just so welcoming and just so different. And you know, we've been told so many stories in America about, you know, so many I guess negative portrayals of who we are, and to, you know, experience like, and not that there's no crime or nothing that happens, but to experience a general feeling of peace and, you know, Black people like living in harmony and getting along, and, you know, like it was just so beautiful, and it's just pulls on your soul. Like my husband and I described it when we came back, when we were trying to describe it to each other, how we felt. We said that, you know, when you get there, it's like what you see with your eyes. You're like, a lot of dirt and a lot of, you know, trash on the street, because they don't necessarily have the best, you know, like garbage disposal and sanitation systems over there. But so it's like what you see with your eyes kind of like, you know, is a little, kind of takes you aback. But what you feel in your heart, what you feel in your spirit from being there for a while, it just takes over everything you see. And so even though things can look bad, it's just a feeling of beauty. Whereas when we came back to America, we felt like, you know, everything looks nice in a lot of areas, but then what you feel inside just, you know, doesn't compare with how everything looks. So it's really this external, internal thing, you know, and like the outer versus the inner. So, but like I said, it's hard to explain. I can explain it a little bit. That's why I would encourage people. And especially like I had some people say, I wouldn't go. They have bugs. I see more bugs in Georgia than I've seen there. Not that they don't have bugs, but, you know, and it's relative. It's like the experience, people just have different experiences. So, so I just encourage people, if they can visit a country in Africa, just visit their homeland, visit somewhere and see what happens. And so many people I've watched and I've heard, and a lot of people describe the same thing. So I know it's real. So anyways, I just wanted to share that. Didn't mean to make this video so long, but that's kind of like while we're going. And, you know, and sometimes, you know, like we go camping a lot, my family and I, since really COVID. And what we've realized is the beauty of being in nature and being in that environment outweighs the challenges and the struggle. And that's really the best way I could describe our experience, you know, from visiting Senegal and going back to the motherland. And I feel like a lot of people have those same experiences like and so you just have to see for yourself. But that's our story. Yeah, I hope you visit one day, whether you visit me in Senegal or visit another country, you know, and let me know your experience. If you've gone already, or if you've gone to another country, let me know your experience. Share it with me, share it with others, you know, because when I was younger, I did not understand why anybody wanted to go to Africa. I didn't. And I was one of those people, I don't want to go to Africa. It's like, you know, my former husband had gone to Senegal before we were married, and he used to tell me how beautiful it was, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to go. Seems hot, and just all those stereotypical things that sometimes we grow up with, those mindsets we grow up with. And it's important to challenge those and experiment and see what's really out there for you. So, and especially in this day and age, I feel a lot of people are hearing the call and answering the call and going back home. So, hey. All right, that's it. Bye. Talk to you next time.